BookTube and happy Friday! Today I'm coming to you with a Friday Reads. I know, weird, right? I cannot remember the last time I did a Friday Reads. I know I used to do them like years ago, but I stopped doing them to do like my weekly reads and then my vlogs, then back to the weekly reads, and pretty much I just like to mix things up on this channel. If I get bored with how I'm doing something, it's always fun just to switch up and try something different. I mean, essentially it's kind of all the same information. It's just different ways of getting it to you guys is what this is. So what I've been thinking about for the last little while is that I know my weekly reads videos tend to be on the longer side. I think last week's was over an hour, or the week before, I can't remember. And then, like, they're generally around 45 minutes to an hour long. And I know you guys will be like, no, it's okay, don't worry about it. And I know that's cool, and I appreciate that. But for me, I kind of want to streamline things a bit more because the weekly reads were like, I was like cramming a lot into like a single video, right? So, you know, and that's why I would timestamp everything so you guys could kind of jump around and see what you wanted to see. So essentially what I'm going to be trying here is, and this is like a test run to see how this goes and blah, 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 is I'm going to split that weekly reads videos into two different videos. So the first one, of course, is going to be a Friday Reads. I love watching. These are some of my favorite videos to watch on BookTube because they generally tend to be a little bit shorter. They're kind of quick. What are you doing this weekend? They tend to be a little bit more chatty, which is right up my alley. And so, you know, I want to do these Friday Reads. So essentially, for me, the Friday Reads are going to literally be, what am I reading this weekend? What am I reading on Friday and for the rest of the weekend? So kind of like that currently reading part of the weekly reads. And then I'm going to show you guys what I'm going to be crafting on, or what I have crafted on. You know, my knitting and cross stitch and stuff like that. And then I'll get some real life stuff in there as I'm chatting with you guys. Just kind of a very easy, grab a cup of tea or a cold beverage or an adult beverage, whatever makes you happy. And let's have a sit and a quick little chat. My goal is not to keep these shorter. That's my main goal on these videos. So then on Saturdays are going to now be my weekly reviews, where I'm just going to talk about the books that I finished reading over the course of the week. So that's all you're going to get in that video. Of course, they'll still be time-stamped, just like I'm doing now. So if you're not interested in hearing about a certain book, you can jump right ahead to the next book. And I kind of want to do that too because it's a way of being able to condense a bunch of reviews into a single video. I know reviews are not the highest, you know, watched videos on BookTube, but I don't care. I'm reading these books and I want to give this information to you guys. So that's why I love doing them because, you know, like I said, I love watching Friday Reads videos. I also do love watching reviews and people's wrap-ups and you know, weekly reads and whatever you want to call it. I love those videos because I love hearing people's thoughts on these books. That's the point. So anyway, all that being said, that's why we are here today. So let's jump in and get started. I'm going to start off with some real life stuff because I wanted to share. If you couldn't tell, I'm in a good mood, not only because it's Friday, it's technically Thursday, I'm filming this on Thursday, but let's not go there. We got good news this week, you guys. I want to thank everybody for their thoughts and prayers on my dad. He saw the oncologist on Tuesday and was told the cancer has not spread. Yay! My mom called me when he got home from the doctor's office. She called me at work and I cried at my desk. And she goes, I know, I'm happy too. So, I mean, it's not like, you know, he gets a pat on the back, see you later, you know, best of luck, you know, live long and prosper kind of an idea. I mean, anyone who's dealt with cancer or who knows somebody who's dealt with cancer, it's never going away, essentially. You are constantly, like, still being, you know, tested and looked after. And, you know, once you've gone so long without having any reoccurrences, then that time period gets longer between appointments. But for right now, we can breathe a sigh of relief. So, you know, he can enjoy his summer with his grandkids. And, you know, nothing is showing on the horizon right now. He's going to have a few more tests done on his liver and his bladder just to make sure. But they're confident that everything, like he had a bone scan and he had a CT scan. And it didn't show any tumors or any other tumors or the cancer that was in his kidney that he had removed. Did not migrate? What's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. Metastasize, I think is the word. So yeah, so I'm so grateful. And thank you guys all so much for your thoughts and prayers. I really, really do appreciate that. So yeah, so that is the really good news this week. So I am super, super happy. Anyway, let's get on to The bright red lipstick is throwing me off. I decided to wear this just for funsies because it kind of went with the shirt. But I can see it because I'm trying my best to look at the camera, that I can see it out of the corner of my eye, and it's throwing me off just a little bit. So, what am I going to be reading this weekend, you guys? So, my current audiobook, and I've already actually started this audiobook, but I will be listening to it over the course of the rest of the weekend, is A Creed in Stone Creek by Linda Lael Miller. This is book number 5 in the Montana Creed series, and it is being narrated on audio by Jack Garrett. He does a really great job on the audiobooks. At first, when I started listening to this series, I was a little bit like, a guy narrating, I'm used to, like, the audiobooks where it goes back and forth between the guy and the girl. But this is, like, just him. But he does a really good job. He's got that very, what's the word I'm looking for? That very Texas, Montana cowboy, lonesome dove kind of a voice. And it leads very well to this series. He does a good job on the female characters too. But yeah, he's that very gruff cowboy sounding, and he really does work well on this one. So this is part of, like I said, the Montana Creed series, but the first 3 books, Dylan, Tyler, and Logan, were 3 brothers. Then we had the one book that I read last month, the Christmas book, that was about one of their ancestors, and now this is about a different branch of the family, like cousins, and I think this one takes place in Arizona, whereas the first series took place in Montana. So I'm not very far into this yet. I don't have a lot of thoughts on it, but so far I'm quite enjoying it. The ebook that I haven't actually started yet, but I do plan on starting that actually first thing on Saturday, is The Summer of Sunshine and Margot by Susan Mallory. Yay! This comes out on Tuesday on the 11th, so I want to get this read over the weekend so I can get my review posted up on NetGalley, because this is a NetGalley read. I am so super thrilled about this one. It is a women's fiction, chick lit, whatever you want to call it. It's not a contemporary romance, let's put it that way. It's not, the entire story isn't about the romance. The story is about the 2 sisters named Sunshine and Margot. And, I'm very, very excited about reading this one. I've been looking forward to this one, and yes, it's going to be a great summer read, I'm sure. My current 40 Years of Harlequin book, sorry, I'm kind of looking down at my notes here, is The Driven Snow by Kathy Yardley. I'm not very far into this yet. I've just started it. The other book that I was reading last week, the duets novel, the double novel, that one did take me a bit longer to finish. I try and get these done within a week, but that one took me a bit longer because it was essentially 2 of these books in one. So this one I didn't start until just the other day. I think it was Wednesday night I started this one. So yeah, so far this one is very spicy. I mean, I'm only 42 pages in, and the nookie has already taken place. Let's put it that way. So pretty much as it starts off is that he's pretty much known as the guy around town. It's a small town in Northern California, who will pretty much sleep with any woman. Like he's the town playboy kind of an idea. And she knows this, and her grandmother died recently of a very, very quick spreading breast cancer, and she found a lump when she was at her doctor's, and she thought she was going to die, and she's 30 years old and she's a virgin, or she's 20, yeah, she's not quite 30. So she goes to the bar and propositions him, to kind of check this off her bucket list, if you will. So kind of you've kind of heard this kind of a story before, but it's kind of a little bit of a fun premise, and so far I'm actually really liking it. I'm only about 50 pages into it, but it's only a 300 or 250 page book, so I don't have much further to go in this one, but so far I'm enjoying it, and I'll probably get it done over the weekend. And last but not least, my current Babysitters Club book. I actually ended up having to buy this one because I do my best, and I think for purchasing Babysitters Club books, I don't want to do it if I don't have to, because they are all available at my library. The issue is that I try and sometimes get ahead of the game, because these tend to have a lot of holds on them through the Libby app or the Overdrive app for my library. And so I try and get ahead of the game and be like, okay, this book's coming up, like I'm going to be reading this one 2 books from now. So I want to put it on hold, but I forgot to do it. And this is a super special. And it has a 6-week wait list. And I'm like, I don't want to wait 6 weeks to read this. I want to continue on with the series. I really love having one of these to read. It's just a couple chapters every day that I read, but it's a really nice palate cleanser. I mean, people joke about romances being palate cleansers or just genre fiction in general. But for me, these really are, because these are all rereads for me. These are books from my childhood. So I did go out and buy this one. Amazon was selling it for the Kindle for I think $7 because it's a super special. The regular ones are $4, and that I don't mind so much, but $7, I'm like, you know. And then I went on Google Play Books and I found it for $5.50. So I mean, I saved $1.50. So I went ahead and bought it on there. But anyway, the book is The Babysitter's Island Adventure, super special number 4. A few of the from what I remember about this one, a few of the babysitters go on like a boat race or something like that, and they end up getting shipwrecked on an island off the coast of Connecticut. You know, those treacherous islands off the coast of Connecticut. It's obviously in the summertime. But yeah, the super specials were my favorite books in the series. I don't know what it was about them, but they were my absolute favorites. But now that I'm rereading them, I'm realizing that there were a lot of them that I didn't particularly love. This one, it was okay from what I remember. My favorites were like Babysitters at Shadow Lake, when they all go to the cabin, the Shadow Lake cabin. California Girls, I loved. I think New York, New York, I loved. The road trip one that came much later in the series, BSC in the USA. It was really cheesy, but it was a lot of fun. Essentially, the ones where they like travel are the ones that I really enjoyed because it was kind of fun seeing other places. But yeah, this one was meh, you know, but I haven't started it yet, so I mean, I remember it from when I was a kid, so I might have different thoughts on it now as an adult. So anyway, so that is all that I'm going to be reading this weekend, you guys. I know it's a lot. But last weekend, even though it was like I felt okay and it was the weekend and I was happy, I still realized that I was still stressed out about worrying about Dad because I didn't sleep very well last weekend. And then Monday and Tuesday at work this week, I was a little snippy. And I apologized in advance to people. But when you're stressed out, these are the things that happen. So I'm happy to have a really relaxing weekend this weekend. I have no plans at all. I'm not going anywhere other than probably grocery shopping, but that's about it. So because I've got you guys here, let's open our next 40 Years of Harlequin book. So this is from 2002. The Driven Snow obviously is from 2001. So let's see what we have here. What is this? Ooh. It's a Harlequin romance. Oh, it's an ex-library copy. Ooh, and it's a large print. That's always fun. So this is stickers all over it. Oh my gosh. It's from the Joliet Public Library. Where is that? Does it say? Illinois. This is from Illinois, you guys.
Wait, where?
Joliet.
The prison? Juliet Prison? Library?
No, it says Juliet, Illinois.
I know, because...
It's the public library.
The Blues Brothers were at Joliet Prison in Illinois.
Maybe it's in the same... So the prisoners have been reading Harlequin romance novels. Garrett's laughing his butt off right now. So this is a Harlequin romance. It's The Engagement Effect. And it is from February of 2002, obviously. And it's the larger print. It's by Betty Niels and Liz Fielding. So it looks like it might be 2 stories in one. We shall see. I am very, very interested. Yeah, it is 2 stories in one. So yeah, but it's number 535. I don't think that's actually the number. This might actually be Harlequin released along with the regular line for Harlequin romances. They also had Harlequin subscription, which were books that were only for subscribers. Like if you they still do this. I did have a viewer actually ask me this. Yes, they do have the reader service, the reader subscription service. You can still get these books in the mail every month along with ebooks. You can pick which format you want. I actually was doing the ebooks for a little while. But then the Harlequin website changed, and the Visa debit card that I have, because we don't have a credit card, I have a Visa debit card, so it's connected to my bank. They no longer accept it, which is a bummer. So until they do something like PayPal, I really can't resubscribe, but I would like to if I could. But anyway, that's besides the point. But yeah, so I don't know if this is one of the subscription ones. I will have to look and see, because I would totally be interested to find that out. First North American publication, 2002. Yeah, anyway, I'll have to look it up and see. But anyway, that's my next 40 Years of Harlequin book. Unfortunately, all stuck up with stickers, and it's got the library thing on the side, but what can you do, right, guys? Anyway, knitting. I promised I would show you guys this last week, and I forgot to. Now, it's going to totally clash with my shirt, but I did finish my hat. And I had finished this for last week, but I forgot to show you guys. So there's my hat. It's really floofy in the back, which I like. It will keep my ears toasty warm. I have not, as you can see, I still need to weave in an end. And I have not attached my pom-pom, but just to show you guys, so there. That's what it's going to look like. Is that not going to be super adorable? I kind of love it. So yeah. So this is my hat. Absolutely happy with it. Cannot wait. Well, I can wait till the winter, but it will be super awesome to wear in the winter. So that's where I was the last time I showed you guys, and obviously I finished it up. So yay! Next thing I want to show you guys, my socks. I put the heel in these socks just today, actually. So this is just a plain vanilla sock. I'm just knitting around and around and around. But the yarn is self-striping. The colorway is called Puffins, and it is from a company called Desert Vista Dye Works, which is awesome. So that's where I was when I showed you guys last week, and like I said, I just got the heel put in, so now I'm just going to continue up the leg, and then I'll have an awesome pair of stripy socks. I cannot wait. So I'm knitting these on a US 1 needle in Magic Loop, as it's called, knitting on Magic Loop. And yeah, these are going to be totally awesome socks, and I love them. With self-striping socks, you really don't need to put a pattern in there because the socks kind of make a pattern as you go. That's my thing anyway. And what else did I want to show you guys for knitting? Oh, my sweater. I did not get a lot more done on this. It's going to be rather boring to look at, but I thought I'd show you guys anyway because I will be working on this over the course of the weekend. And this is my, is this So Faded? Yeah, this is So Faded by Andrea Mowry. It's not much to look at right now. It actually looks like, oh wait, that's the, I'm looking at it going, that's really tiny. That's the arm. It does look really tiny now, and you're like, that's gonna fit a doll. But no, it will fit me. It's just that I have it on very, very short needles, like, because I don't want to be yanking on it as I'm knitting on it. And eventually, or hopefully in the next day or so, I will put the sleeves on hold, so I'm going to lose a bunch of stitches off of this. And like I said, I don't want it to get stretched out as I'm knitting it. So anyway, my So Faded sweater, come on. That's where I was the last time I showed you guys. So I got that done. It doesn't look like a lot, but every other row you're doing increases. So the stitch count on this is over 200 now. So yeah, it's moving along, but I have about, I think, an inch left, and then I'm going to start putting the second color in. Because this is the one that it fades from one color to the next, so it's going to be pretty awesome. And yeah, and then the last thing I just want to show you guys real quick, oh, and this is living in my yoga bag, which I really, really love, from You So and So. Yeah, You So and So is the company. She does some awesome, awesome bags. They're some of my favorites. And last but not least, my cross stitch, which got a lot of love last week. Ooh, come here. I want to get this done this weekend. I am so close to having this done. So those of you who are World of Warcraft people will know what this is. So this is it Murloc? He actually looks like a dude now. He needs another arm, which I've started here. He needs his, like, mohawk doohickey. And then it's got some words down here. Something, I don't remember what it says, but it's got words down here that I'm going to put down here too. So this is for my husband. It's part of the World of Warcraft collection from the Witchy Stitcher. I will leave a link to it in the description box below. I'll leave a link to everything I talked about in the description box below, in case you guys want to get these patterns for yourself, because they are very, very awesome. I mean, look at how cool he is. I know nothing about World of Warcraft, but these are really fun to cross-stitch because they're just kind of neat, you know what I mean? And I know he's really going to appreciate having them up on his wall. So I've already done one. This is the second one, and then, so I've got 3 more. I think I've got an alliance symbol and a horde symbol. We've been together for 10 years. I've been immersed in World of Warcraft since day one. Without ever playing it, same with Star Wars. I know a little bit about it. And then one other thing that I can't remember what it is. But yeah, these are pretty awesome patterns. And you get all 5 patterns in the package together. And this one has an alternate pattern too, where it's got 2 different phrases that you can put below. And Garrett actually wants me to do both phrases, because it's kind of the point. But yeah, so I'm really enjoying doing that. And like I said, I hope to have that done this weekend. And then I can start another one. Start one for me. I do one for him and then one for me. Just to keep it interesting. Oh, sorry for shaking the camera, you guys. Anyway, that is all that I have today. Okay, 20 minutes. I was hoping for a little bit shorter, but I did have a little explanation at the beginning, so we won't have that next time, so I'd like to keep this around 15 minutes. We shall see. But anyway, guys, I do hope that you enjoyed this video. Please let me know in the comments below what you're reading this weekend or what you plan on doing this weekend, because I absolutely would love to know. And until my next video, everybody, take care and happy reading. Thank you all so very much for watching. Bye, guys.